All right, number 6. This time we want to use prime factor method to find the least common multiple. Okay, so this is a little bit different, least common multiple. So we just did greatest common factor. Now we're going to be doing the least common multiple. So it asks for prime factorization, so you could not use the box method here, or the I guess it called dividing primes method. I think that's what the book calls it. So I'm going to take 75. I think of quarters, so I can divide this by 25 and 3. It's like 3/4. 3 is prime, and then 5 can break down to, or 25 can break down to 5 times 5. So I'm going to write this as 5 squared times 3. That's the prime factorization of 75. And then we're going to do 189. This number is divisible by 3 for sure. And that will give us 3 and 63. And then this is divisible by 3 again. Or I can just say 9 times 7. That's one of those factors. And then 9, 3 and 3. Alright, so I got 1, 2, 3 3s and a 7. So I'm going to say 3 to the 3rd times 7. Alright, so when you find least common multiple, this is very different from greatest common factor. You're going to list every factor first, whether they have it in common or not. List every factor, common or not. Alright, so what that means is every one of these big numbers that show up, I'm going to list it part of my common. So I'm going to list 5. I'm going to list 3. Okay, so that one has a 3, we already got it. And I'm also going to list 7. So every single number, this is different. Greatest common factor only listed what they had in common. Least common multiple will list every single one of them. And then you're going to take the biggest exponent. So you're going to take the largest. I know greatest you would think would take the greatest, but it takes the smallest. Least you would think it takes the smallest, but it takes the greatest. So you're going to go to 5 and take the biggest exponent. So there's a 2. No other 5 shows up. On the 3s, the biggest one is a 3. So I'm going to put a 3 there. There's only 1 7. So this is your least common multiple, which means I need to multiply 5 times 5 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 7. Okay, so this is what my least common multiple would be. I'm actually finishing the whole problem, and I'm going to go back and fill in the individual parts. So I'm going to do 5 times 5 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 7. Alright, so this is my least common multiple. It's 4725. Alright, so right here the first thing it asked for was the prime factorization of 75. So I'm going to list that as 5 squared times 3. Okay, so that's what we have here, 5 squared times 3. They ask you for that. And then it asks you for the prime factorization of 189, which we have there. So 3 raised to the 3rd times 7. Okay, and then the least common multiple. So they don't want it in this form. They want the actual number. I think if I show you, if I write it like this, they're going to tell me that it's equal to the correct answer, but not in the correct form. So let me just show you that real quick. 3 raised to the third, and then times 7. Because it says simplify your answer, so that's one thing you want to see. So look, it says although your answer is equal to the correct answer, it's not in the correct form. So just make sure each time you find that least common multiple, you multiply it all the way out. So 4725, and then we're done.